Hi Zoe, how are you?
Hi, Kevin. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Welcome to March.
I
Hopefully we can
know.
start to see some nicer weather towards the end of the
Yeah,
pandemic now as well, which is ace. Could you just introduce yourself, Zoe? Tell us who you are, what you do.
of course. Yes. So I'm Zoe Conning. I am Managing Director of property management company Amplo Lettings.
Awesome, thanks, Zoe. And we know each other through networking
We
um,
do.
in the local area. And we now work together as well.
Yes,
So
which is
Amplo
fab.
Lettings, the Amplo Group, are relatively new to employment. I think that's safe to say. When you were looking at taking on staff, what was your sort of thought process and your logic behind sourcing contracts of employment, employee handbooks? Did you know what you needed to employ someone safely?
No. It's a short answer, no. And I think because I'd spent so much time being on the other side of being an employee, I wanted to make sure that we got it right because I know how much knowledge employees have and how quick they are to just Google something and find out whether it's best practice or whether it's something their employer should be doing. Luckily, I did know you guys before, so for me, it was a no-brainer that, week in, week out at these networking meetings, we knew the sort of things that you guys were doing and the standard that you were doing it at. So it was a very quick decision for us. Let's speak to Employment Law Solutions.
And in terms of that's when we started working together. In terms of that sort of onboarding process of you coming on board with us and onboarding your first employee, how did you find that? Was it a relatively simple process, or was it something which you thought could have actually been better?
I found it surprisingly simple, with your help, of course. At first, it was a bit overwhelming. We hadn't hired staff before. We were in the middle of a pandemic. We were in lockdown, weren't we, in lockdown? And we didn't really know whether we could conduct interviews, whether we could call them back for an interview, whether it would have to be on Zoom. So there were so many problems we'd faced even before employing staff. So when we initially spoke to you and you were like, right, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? We were like, right, okay, we've made those decisions, and that was it. And we were expecting loads of paperwork, loads of things that we had to read through and loads of other things that we had to think about. But it was more simple having you guys there going, this is what we recommend, this is what other people do.
Awesome. And would you say that the documents that we've drafted in essence together are suitable for your business? They meet all of your requirements, all of your desires, everything that you want for your business and for the management of that relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, where Amplo Lettings are a part of Amplo Group, we've got other arms to the business. So we're not just a property management company. We've got a commercial finance brokerage, we've got agricultural finance, a property development company. So it's not just about employing letting agents and property managers, it's employing a marketing manager and maybe a finance director in the future and various things like that. So it was nice that the contracts that we've got, we know are going to cover all of things in the future. And it's great that when we do get to a stage where it is something that maybe we're employing something a bit different. So for example, our first member of staff was an apprentice. So their agreement is going to be different to a full-time employee. So we know that you guys are there for that, which is great too.
There you are, contract expert already, Zoe. So in terms of in your first period of being an employer, how have you found, or what have you found the benefits of working with us are in dealing with those HR headaches that arise?
For me, and that something was great about yourself, was that you were 24/7, and it was when Boris had announced the lockdown at 8 o'clock at night, and in less than 12 hours, our member of staff was supposed to be in the office. It was like, oh my God, what do we do? And I remember sending you an email direct at like 8:15, just like, help. And you responded straight away, like, okay, these are the things that we can do. And then you sent me a text message even later at like 9 o'clock, like, just want to check that you're happy with everything. And it was great to have that support, because I think as a business owner, you expect that level, and sometimes you expect it too much, and it's like, why are they taking so long to reply? But we've never had that with you, and that's been the most beneficial thing for us, that it can be 24/7, 365.
Awesome. Great news. And then in terms of the sort of the future of the industry, obviously, moment specific, we've had the extension of stamp duty holiday, which is obviously great for the sort of estate agency and letting sector more generally. But what do you think are going to be the biggest issues within your sector in the next, say, 3 to 6 months?
I think personally in our sector, obviously where they're announcing the lifting of lockdown, we're going to be getting staff back in the office. So we're going to have to make sure that we've done enough that makes them feel comfortable, so they can come back to the office and know that they're a good distance apart. There's masks available, there's wipes available, hand gel, everything. We're cleaning the office regularly or getting external cleaners in. So it's about adapting that and making sure that our employees are happy. But specifically to our sector, it's going out and doing the face-to-face viewings as well. So it's going into houses that, yes, might be empty, but where we specialise in HMOs, house shares, there are going to be other tenants in there. So it's making sure that we've put everything in place, that our employees are happy to go out and do that, and equally prospective tenants are as well.
Yeah. So in essence, it's going to, you think one of the biggest issues is going to be sort of people's acceptance to an element of risk, even though in society the risk of COVID is reducing, there's still an element of risk there, isn't there? And I guess it's going to be how do you manage that?
Yeah, definitely. And then from a non-COVID point of view, we've actually just had a new employee today. So when they're in the office, along with our apprentice, along with the rest of the team, it's how those dynamics are going to work, because it has been working from home quite a long time, or some staff will be working from home, some staff will be in the office. So it's managing those dynamics and those relationships as well.
Yeah, of course. And with everyone working from home for so long, and then coming back to what with COVID still being around could be quite a tense environment, because we anticipate anyway, I don't know whether you would agree, a certain amount of headbutting, possible grievances, maybe even people not wanting to come to work. They like being able to put a watch on, listen to what they want to do on the radio, and maybe people even refusing to come back to the office.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. And then finally, Zoe, in relation to if you were talking to anyone else in your sort of sector and industry, if someone said to you, I'm struggling with a particular member of staff, or I've got a HR headache, or I've got an employment law problem, what would your advice to them be?
It'd just be to speak to you guys at Employment Law Solutions. There's so many easy, free things that people can get online, but it's not sector specific and not even business specific. The way we run our letting agency might be different to how other letting agents run theirs. So it's, for me, the main thing that you guys are great at is the bespoke element, and I think that's really what employers need.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Zoe.
Anytime.
Oh yeah, I won't take up any more of your time.